Criswell here at our broadcast position at Scott Stadium in Charlottesville, where today the LC Bird Skyhawks made it 3 state championships in a row. This one didn't look like a done deal for a lot of portion of the season, Gary, but when push came to shove against Tuscarora today, they got it done.
It's kind of like really a microcosm of their season. A little stumbling in the beginning, early turnover right off the bat on the opening kickoff, a little hiccup, and Noah Rommers was threatening to run away with the whole thing in the first quarter and a half. And then finally the Bird defense adjusted, especially in the second half. And once the pressure was off the Bird offense, I thought they performed very well with one substitute. Stephen Mines fumbled. J.B. Wright came in and gave them a spark, and I think that was the way they were able to control the clock and score the winning touchdowns with a little bit of pass and run mixed in.
Wright's first possession was a 13-play, 91-yard drive that ended up being the only touchdown, only points of the second half. Those 8 points turned a 19-14 halftime deficit into the 22-19 win, and I cannot say enough about the Skyhawk defense in the second half.
They made just great adjustments, and Rashard Ashby was able to penetrate and make tackles, but the entire linebacking core, Moore and Hamilton did a great job, and we marked that. And Tyler Wilkins not only was a star on offense with his receiving yards and his pass interferences he drew, but he had a phenomenal game when he was moved to strong safety, which is really an outside linebacker. He got into the run and the passing game.
Double-digit tackles, 11 tackles, and all of those coming after he moved inside to that safety position.
And it's funny how it works that the kid, one of the key kids, and I think Devin Jones was, Rashard Jones was the other kid who had a big prominent game on defense. Those are the kids that have played in all 3 state championship games. Pretty appropriate that those 2 guys would stand out tonight.
Is it possible to overstate the accomplishment of a Richmond area team winning 3 state championships in a row?
Well, like we talked about a little bit in the post game, winning is a habit, especially the way they do it, because it's so much technique. You could tell in Coach Bedwell's pregame interview that he had a lot of respect for what Coach Mike Burnett was doing at Tuscarora, because they were mirror images of each other, really executing, stepping at the right feet, being in the right position, low pad level, the whole 9 yards, the stuff that playing to the whistle, finishing blocks, the same thing that we talk about Bird in week 1 and we talk about him in week 14. That's what builds winning football, especially when you control the football like these 2 teams do.
And for the second state championship game in a row, Bird was the much better team after halftime, and that made the difference for the Skyhawks. David Bedwell now 15 years at Bird, 3 straight state championships. As a total, if you add the 3 years at Henrico, he's closing in on 200 wins. That's a Hall of Fame career, ladies and gentlemen. David Bedwell getting it done year in and year out at LC Bird. This has been a great year on Fox Sports 910 for high school football. We've had a blast. We've still got the All-Star game next week, so we're looking forward to that. But what a special season. Bird winning the state title. We had 3 undefeated teams in 5A with Manchester, Hermitage, and Highland Springs. By the way, Highland Springs got to feel pretty good about itself after the game it gave Bird along the way. We got Monikin's accomplishment in 4A. We've got what James River did in 5A. Another great year for what's become a real hotbed of high school football.
Cosby in 6A. And I want to point out a little shout out to the Dominion District. I'm not sure Tuscarora had a district play like Bird had in district play.
No doubt. So it was a great year. We've still got the All-Star game next week. The Big River rivalries at Randolph-Macon next Saturday will be on News Radio 1140 WRVA and 98.5 FM. 1 o'clock airtime, 105 kick, north of the river versus south of the river.
Come celebrate high school football in 804.
It is a celebration. And listen, if it's 60% of the game that we had last year, it's going to be awesome. Come on out, see some great players. We're going to have a blast. We'll have it for you on WRVA. Thanks to Alan Fisher. He's our photographer every week for this. And your home for high school football has been, is, and will always be Fox Sports 910.